Good evening. I'm Jennifer Smith, and tonight we are witnessing history unfold, a moment that could redefine not just our economy, but the very foundation of how America trades, grows, and survives. In a stunning turn of events, President Donald Trump's long-promised tariffs, branded as Liberation Day, have officially taken effect immediately. That's right. What was expected to roll out tomorrow has, without warning, begun today. The White House confirmed the decision just hours ago, catching even top officials off guard. Speaking from the Rose Garden, President Trump unveiled his sweeping new trade policy in a speech that was as defiant as it was historic. Declaring the move a victory for American workers, the president said this is the first step in reclaiming economic independence from what he called decades of global exploitation. But while the president painted a picture of pride and protectionism, behind the scenes, anxiety is building. Markets are shaking. Business leaders are panicking. And economists are warning loudly that this could trigger something far more dangerous than a trade war. They fear a full-blown economic crisis. Let's break this down. These are not tariffs on select goods like steel or electronics. These are universal tariffs. Trump's plan targets virtually every product imported into the United States, $3.3 trillion worth of goods. From clothing to cars, smartphones to furniture, no category is exempt. Moody's Analytics ran the numbers, and the results are chilling. Their projection? If these tariffs go into full effect, we could lose 5.5 million American jobs. Unemployment could soar to 7%. And our GDP, the heart of our economy, could drop by nearly 2%. They're calling it, quote, an economic wipeout. And these aren't just statistics. These are single parents working 2 jobs, families barely making rent, young graduates trying to launch a life. These are real people, Americans, who may soon face rising prices, layoffs, and crushing uncertainty. Wall Street is rattled. Consumer confidence is falling like a stone. Inflation expectations have surged to levels we haven't seen in decades. In short, this country is on edge. Art Hogan of B. Riley Wealth Management put it plainly, we haven't seen a trade war like this since McKinley. That was the 1890s. That's how far back we have to go to find something comparable. And unlike Trump's first term, when his tariff efforts were criticized but relatively narrow this time, it's far more aggressive, far more dangerous, and possibly irreversible. Tonight, from rural factories to urban storefronts, business owners are begging for clarity. We need to plan. One electronics manufacturer told the Federal, but the ball keeps moving. This is truly ridiculous. Another added, I've been in business 50 years, and I've never seen anything like this. The administration insists the tariffs are necessary. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt defended the plan, saying it's about the future, about your kids, your grandkids, their jobs, their shot at the American dream. She also promised that tax cuts and deregulation would offset the rising costs. But many economists aren't buying it. In fact, Goldman Sachs has again raised its risk level for a recession to 35%, a steep increase in just weeks. Their concern? That what was once dismissed as campaign rhetoric is now very, very real. And very, very dangerous. But make no mistake, this is a gamble. A bold, high-stakes economic gamble unlike anything we've seen in a century. It could lead to a resurgence in American manufacturing, or it could plunge us into a period of stagflation, joblessness, and shattered savings. So tonight, as the sun sets over America, many families are wondering, what happens next? Will groceries cost more next week? Will dad keep his job? Will mom have to shut down the small business she built from the ground up? The questions are endless. The answers remain elusive. This is not just policy. It's personal. Because when the price of everything rises and security feels uncertain, freedom doesn't feel free. President Trump says he's fighting for America's future. But in the fight to reclaim what's been lost, how much more are we willing to lose? We'll continue to follow this story closely. Tomorrow, we expect further clarification from the administration. Until then, we urge all Americans, stay informed, stay alert, and stay strong. I'm Jennifer Smith. Thank you for trusting MusicStream. We'll be right back after this.